Attention all Starfleet officers and die-hard Trekkies. Drop everything and get ready for a warp-speed journey into the most electrifying news the galaxy has ever seen. Star Trek IV is coming, and it's about to redefine everything you thought you knew about the final frontier. From universe-shattering plot twists to the return of your most beloved characters, this cinematic journey promises to be the most monumental event in Star Trek history. An interstellar revolution that's about to send shockwaves across the cosmos. And in this video, we're diving into the plot, the cast, and you won't believe who's the real enemy of the Star Trek franchise in real life. Plus, why this reboot keeps getting stuck in limbo. So keep watching. Star Trek Reboot movie gets a shocking new update. Plot of Star Trek Reboot story. The story of Star Trek IV is like a star cloaked in cosmic mystery, just out of reach, whispering possibilities across the galaxy. Some of those whispers suggest we might be in for a story closer to home, Earth. And to be exact, the story will center around humanity's very first meeting with alien life. Now, if you know your Star Trek lore, you'll remember that Earth's first contact was with the Vulcans. A calm and peaceful exchange that changed history forever. But if this new film decides to adjust that moment, we could be looking at a seismic shift, a retelling of that key event, or even a brand new universe entirely separate from both the Prime Timeline and the Kelvin universe created by J.J. Abrams. Moreover, J.J. Abrams himself has dropped hints, almost like coded transmissions, suggesting that this adventure will take us to places Star Trek has never dared to explore. In an interview with Entertainment Weekly, Abrams shared, "We have some amazing stories in the works that we're really excited about, and we can't wait to bring them to life. And by setting this story in a time before the legendary starships, before the iconic captains, the film unhooks itself from the pull of established characters and opens up a clean, uncharted star map. It's a blank slate for the filmmakers, a chance to craft a story that respects the Star Trek legacy, but ventures boldly into the unknown, drawing us in and promising something fresh for a whole new generation of Starfleet fans." The intergalactic talented cast. What's a Star Trek adventure without its iconic crew? Well, the return of the cast remains uncertain due to various challenges. Chris Pine, who plays the charismatic Captain Kirk, wants to come back, but is cautious about it. In an interview with Deadline, Pine said, "I don't know anything. In Star Trek land, the actors are usually the last people to find out anything. I know costume designers that have read scripts before the actors." Zachary Quinto, who brings the logical Spock to life, is open to returning but hasn't heard any solid plans. He shared with comicbook.com, "It's like a flame that's flickered but hasn't gone out. We all love each other and we all love that experience. So, I think if there's an opportunity to return and we're all available, I think we'd all be open to it." Zoe Saldana is eager to step back into the role of Lunt Trunyoda Uhura. She expressed her enthusiasm, saying, "I still have hope. I had a wonderful experience every single time I was part of that team." Reports suggest Saldana is already signed on to reprise her role. She's talked about where she'd like Uhura's journey to go, hoping her character takes on more leadership on the starship and shows her strength in new ways. Carl Urban, returning as the ever-sarcastic Dr. Bones McCoy, knows that scheduling is a big challenge. In an interview with Radio X, Urban said, "We'd love to make another one. There's just the obvious logistical challenges of trying to coordinate everyone's schedules." Simon Pegg, as the ingenious Scotty, and John Cho, back as the steadfast Sulu, have also said they'd like to return but are waiting for official word. There's even talk of Chris Hemsworth coming back as George Kirk, Captain Kirk's father, in a story that could involve time-warping twists. Hemsworth had once stepped away, saying the storyline wasn't quite strong enough. He told Variety, "I didn't feel like we landed on a reason to revisit that yet. I didn't want to be underwhelmed by what I was going to bring to the table." Yet, he hasn't closed the door entirely. The chance of his return still hovers in the stars, ready to align if the right story pulls him back. Is this the Star Trek's galaxy-shaking reboot ever? By setting the story before the era of the Enterprise, the film is ready to explore uncharted space. An Earth-focused tale isn't completely new. After all, 3 of Star Trek's biggest box office hits, The Voyage Home, First Contact, and Star Trek 2009, had important scenes on our planet. But making the adventure mainly on Earth and possibly changing the known history of First Contact brings extra excitement. This bold move could welcome new fans into the Star Trek universe. People who might not have explored the original series or earlier movies, while giving longtime fans a fresh view of the stories they love. The challenges facing Star Trek. 4. Launching a new Star Trek movie feels like steering through a tricky nebula. Star Trek Beyond came out almost 10 years ago and only made a modest splash at the box office, so the stakes are high. The franchise has kept exploring through its TV shows, hitting both warp speed highs and some bumps along the way. But it's clear that Starfleet Command and fans are eager to see Star Trek return to the big screen with all the warp speed excitement of a true blockbuster. Choosing to set the story before the famous starships and captains is a bold move. The filmmakers need to balance honoring the legacy while bringing something fresh and exciting for today's audience. It's like walking a tightrope on a starship hull. One wrong move, and things could go off course. But then, the mission faced big setbacks when director Matt Shakman left in August 2022 to take on Marvel's Fantastic Four. After that, Paramount Pictures pulled Star Trek IV from its release schedule. Shakman told The Wrap, "It was a hard decision, but it was a business opportunity that I had to take." Now, without a captain at the helm, the film lacks a director, causing more delays in production. Why Star Trek Reboot? Keep hanging in the void. Right now, the project is still getting ready to go to warp speed. With the right crew on board, filming could begin in the first half of 2025. But these are just projections, since the film still lacks an official director and a confirmed cast. Back in 2022, the mission faced a serious delay when director Matt Shakman left to lead Marvel's Fantastic Four, and Paramount took Star Trek IV off its release schedule. Rumors have been buzzing about a new crew coming together, including producer Simon Kinberg, writer Seth Grahame-Smith, and director Toby Haynes. But as of October 2023, there's been no solid confirmation of their roles. Toby Haynes, known for his work on Black Mirror and Doctor Who, has yet to be officially tied to Star Trek IV. The project remains in the docking bay, waiting for the green light to launch into the unknown. It's a bit frustrating for us, the fans, to know this. We really want and need to witness another film of our favorite Star Trek. And whether you're a new fan or an old one, Star Trek has been a cornerstone of sci-fi for decades, practically the warp core for fans around the world. With 12 television series and 13 films, the franchise has explored galaxies far and wide. This movie has been almost a decade in the making. Over the years, we've heard everything, from Quentin Tarantino's bold visions to directors coming and going like waves in the space-time continuum. Tarantino once pitched an R-rated Star Trek adventure, but eventually stepped back. He told Empire, "I'm not going to do it, but I had thought about it." It's been a warp speed roller coaster journey for sure. But now, with hopes for a steady team at the helm, focused on what's being called the final chapter of the Reboot series, things are starting to gain momentum. The road ahead looks thrilling and full of promise. Whether we're reliving iconic Star Trek moments or exploring entirely new realms, Star Trek IV aims to respect the franchise's legendary history while introducing something fresh. So, what do you think? Do you really think the Star Trek reboot will carry the entire franchise forward? Or will it spark a clash between fans and writers, like we've seen with other movie sequels? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.